This is where we're taking some technology to be able to bring it forward in a brand new way. Well, the Capitol Theatre, as part of our overall master plan for Fort Edmonton Park, was really about creating something that was going to engage audiences. And we were fortunate enough when we were doing our master plan to work with a company called Artisan Design and Rob Wyatt and ask them, what were going to be the kinds of things that we were going to need to do to really get an audience and create that audience and get them to come back more than once. They came up with this notion of creating a film within the theatre that we'd be able to show throughout the day, and that this film would be extremely engaging. And I was fortunate enough to meet Doug Yellen while we were at a conference, and Rob knew Doug from some work they'd done on other projects, and we started to talk about the Capitol Theatre and what Fort Edmonton Park was all about. And Doug got very excited and thought, I think I've got some great ideas, and he started to assemble his team. And his team included people like Adam Bizark and Reed Smoot, and who's going to be able to pull this all together and really make this thing something else.
Well, my first experience was in the spring of 2010 when I got to sit in a pre-planning meeting with the producers and the director. We went through the different buildings and they were just so excited. They were all ears. They were talking about how they could fit that into the film, how that made something else not work in the film, and how they just cut it, how they change it, how they wanted to make it work. And I remember by the end of the tour, I said to the producer, Doug Yellen, and the director, Adam, that they really got it. They knew that it was something about history that needed to be pure. They also knew it had to be entertaining. But then they also got that it was supposed to be about Fort Edmonton Park. It was about our staff who represent these people day in and day out, summer after summer. It was about our buildings, which are often original buildings from Edmonton's history. And it was about the feel of Edmonton's history that we've managed to create down here.
What was really fun when we went through the first storyboard was Adam did the narration of the story, and just to listen to him talk, you could see how excited that they were about what the potential was of this production. And I remember Doug Yellen almost having tears in his eyes as they were going through this.
Just seeing stuff, the bison and the bull, Taurus, they do this really neat thing with stars and constellations. And at least that point and one other point, I think, the staff actually broke out cheering and clapping in the meeting, just watching the storyboards be sort of animated for them.
So this has been an amazing adventure for us because we actually started our first real shooting this week. We've been out mainly at Elk Island National Park for the last 4 days, shooting rocks, flowers, trees, puddles of water, and the occasional wandering bison to get all the bits of nature stuff at the beginning of the show. And now we're working our way into the civilization parts. Okay, tree, action.
It's doing it. It's doing its thing.
The vast majority of the people that people are going to see on the screen in these roles, in these costumes, are our staff. And that was a great opportunity for them to come in, be in their costumes or a new costume, and do some of the things they do during the course of a regular day, but being able to do it for the camera and being able to do it in a slightly different way. And I think it's really going to pay off when the visitors see this movie, and then either before it or after it, they're going to go out and see those exact same people in the exact same costumes in the same buildings. There's going to be such a relevance for them and a connection between the film and their experience at the park.
Well, I think some of the people at the park thought it'd be something amusing to cast me in some role of the production here. So I don't know if it's a Hitchcockian cameo role or Stan Lee always appears or something like that.
Here in Edmonton, we hired a crew of approximately 25 people, and that ranged from people involved with the assistant directors to craft service to wardrobe, props, lighting, set deck. And in cast, we probably ended up using close to 400 individuals to portray the different people of the era that we were showing.
I'm thinking on one day when we brought bison into the park.
Basically, when we got here, I didn't know exactly what to expect. They didn't know what to expect either, but he was stressed. So he's kind of getting antsy, and at one point in time, he kind of wanted to take off. Everyone's freaking out like this wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work.
And all of us had to be up on this upper balcony because bison are a little bit unpredictable.
I took him for a walk for 10 minutes, and he just calmed right down, brought him in on camera, and everything pretty much went just exactly as we were hoping it would.
And then other things like we were able to bring in a group of Métis dancers to do this Métis Red River jig. And then I got to be in costume and take part in some of the shots. I got to be in the York boat shot, and that was a lot of fun, although I was in pretty freezing water up to my waist for about 3 hours. But you know, that's an experience. That's what they would have gone through. And I'm a firm believer in three-dimensional history. That's why I work down here.
The team that came together to create Northern Light were committed to the idea of expanding the interpretive experience at Fort Edmonton Park. The group of professionals were just really amazing, and immediately from Adam to Reed to Kevin to Lyle, it was an amazing experience. I really think that when people see the final show, they will be really surprised. Our goal with Northern Light was to create an experience that not only enhanced the interpretive experience already at Fort Edmonton Park, but to bring some new storytelling and, if you will, magic to the park. We really think that we've done that, and we really look forward to the reaction of the people of Edmonton and the visitors at Fort Edmonton Park to the show Northern Light.
Slave Lake is that way, over 3 hills and beyond the forest. The natives are teaching us to read their maps. These are usually drawn from memory on the ground, in the snow, or sometimes on a large skin. They reveal a great deal about the area. Now we know the route that will bring us from the great eastern trading center of York Factory in Hudson Bay, all the way out to a tiny outpost on the North Saskatchewan River, known simply as Edmonton House. The rugged trail is nearly 1,000 miles and takes over 3 months to traverse. To reach this island of the wilderness, our men must travel across plains, mountains, and rivers. At first, we made the trip by foot and sled, then by canoe, and now we employ the great innovation which makes possible all our commerce, the mighty York boat.